Let's take a look at the 10 items that sold for me on eBay over the weekend. But if it's your first time here, my name is Brian. I'm a reseller. I buy things at garage sales, estate sales, and thrift stores, and I sell them on eBay for a profit. And I also make YouTube videos. So welcome. We've got 10 items that did sell over the weekend, and I'm just going to go in the order that they sold in, and we'll take a look at all the details. The first item that sold is this Dunlop. This is a right-handed club, Dunlop driving iron. I picked up at an estate sale liquidation place. I picked it up for 50 cents, and I sold it for $12.93 plus shipping on an offer. Next item that sold, funnily enough, I don't sell a lot of golf stuff. I have some listed, not a lot, but I sold 2 golf items in a row, different people. So I sold that golf club, and then about 15 minutes later, I sold this 12-pack of Titalist DT Solo golf balls. I picked up I showed it in a video a couple weeks ago, but I picked up a set of golf clubs at a garage sale, kind of on accident. I wasn't trying to buy them, and they weren't out. And the couple had mistaken me for somebody who asked about golf clubs. And I said, "Do you have golf clubs?" And he goes, "Yeah, I pulled them out of the shed after that guy came this morning." So I ended up buying a set of golf clubs from him. And he said, "Hey, you know, there's a bunch of random stuff in the bag, just whatever's in the bag, you can just have what's in the bag." And there was that dozen golf balls in the bag. Titleist is a pretty good brand, so I looked them up and ended up selling the dozen golf balls for $11.81 plus shipping with 0 cost attached to them. So pretty good deal. There's a whole bunch of other little random stuff in there that wasn't worth reselling that just my son and I will use whenever we go golfing. So pretty good pickup there. This third item, this is the first, I'm trying to think. Yeah, this is the first high value coffee mug I've ever sold. When I found this thing, I was so excited. I was like, I talked about this in a video last week about other coffee mugs actually. But and if you're a reseller, you probably know when you find something, you don't have to be a reseller. You can find this incredible deal and you're just like so giddy that you almost want to stop everything you're doing and just like go buy the thing and just, you know, have it. So I was in a local Goodwill and kind of browsing around, didn't see much. And I saw this on the shelf and I was like, oh, Black Rifle Coffee Company. We happen to have one of their locations just not too far from me here. And so I recognized the logo, and then I turned the mug around and I saw that. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's like, I wonder, like, does this have more value because of that? Like, I don't know a lot about their mugs specifically. And I looked it up and I was shocked. So one or two had sold, and I think there was one listed. And so I listed mine at the same price, and I ended up selling this full price for $49.89 plus shipping. I paid $1.18 for it at Goodwill. Almost all their coffee mugs, they price at $109 here. Occasionally, they'll take one that they think is a fancier mug. Like they might take a Starbucks mug that's not even, it's like out of a holiday gift set that's not a special mug, and put it at $2.99 because they think it's a better brand. And it's just like, it's so funny the way they do stuff like that. And it really depends on who's pricing in the back and what they think is a premium or a not. But picked it up for $1.18, sold it for $49.89 plus shipping. Best coffee mug flip I've had ever. So pretty excited about that one. This fourth item, my wife and I picked up at a garage sale. It's like, I don't know if this was a Viking vase. I don't remember the details, but it's what they call a swung vase because they'll, I guess, swing them around and you have the drips off the top here. It's a cool piece. We considered keeping it, but originally when we bought it, we thought we'd keep it. And the more we talked about it, it's like, what are we going to do with these things? Like, really, we have so many different vases and pieces of cool glass, and we just decided to put it up for sale. So unfortunately, there's a lot of these on eBay, a lot. So the value isn't what I thought it would be. I paid $10 for it at the estate sale, which if you're just using it for yourself, it's great. But I sold it for $22.42 plus shipping. So I'm gonna make some money on it, just not as much as I'd like to. And then item number 5. I love selling pots and pans. This is a set of Revereware saucepans, all from Rome, New York. These are vintage pieces. These are not pre-1968. So they're after 1968, probably 70s pieces. But I picked up the 3 for $8 for the set and sold them for $48.89 plus shipping. And I didn't buy the 3 together. I bought 2 and then I bought 1 separately somewhere else. And I just happened to see that they were all same handle and then from Rome, New York. So I put them together and made a set of 3 and put them up for sale. So paid $8, sold them for $48.89 plus shipping. The 2 bigger ones I bought at an estate sale. The smaller one I bought at Goodwill. So that's how I split up that set there, or where I bought them. This next one, this is a bad one. I'm glad to get it gone. I was at an estate sale and I saw this in the top of a closet. It's an old Circus. It's like a promo hat. I was like, oh, that is so cool. Like, that's going to sell. And I do that sometimes. I see something that I've never seen before and looks really kind of cool, and I don't comp it, and which I got to stop doing that. So I paid $1 for it, and I ended up only listing it for like $6.89 because the value just wasn't there. In reality, by the time I did the pictures and all this stuff, I should have just like donated it. That's what I should have done, but yeah, it's a dumb move on my part. So I paid $1. I had it for $6.89. The eBay is flooded with those things, just tons and tons of them, and in some different colors too. So it's been sitting up there for about 8 weeks or so. Somebody sent me an offer for $3.50, and I was like, I'll take it because I'm probably going to get my $1 back, and then it'll be gone, and I get a sale that flows through my store. So I'll just take it. So I sold it for $3.50 plus shipping. Kind of a bummer, but it's gone. So glad to see that. This next item that sold is another category I really like to sell in, which is tools. I was at another estate sale and I picked up, this is a Blue Point. I don't know if you can see the logo there, maybe a little bit. There you go. So it's a Blue Point Ballpeen Hammer. It's a 16-ounce Ballpeen Hammer. The handle's a little jacked. Like, somebody could take some time to fix it. I put on there, it's probably going to need a handle replacement. So really, they're buying the head. But I picked it up for 50 cents and sold it for $9.89 plus shipping. There's quite a few of those on eBay as well. But I knew, being Blue Point, it would sell. If you're not familiar with tools, Blue Point is a sub-brand of Snap-on. And there's some vintage pieces you can find. I've sold some where it says Blue Point on one side and Snap-on on the other side. I sold a wrench. This is Blue Point on one side, Snap-on on the other side. So Snap-on tools are very desirable, great quality, and they make all the Blue Point products. So if you see Blue Point and you can pick it up for, $1 or $2, depending on what it is, you probably want to comp it. You only want to pay $2 for a 16-ounce Ballpeen hammer, but at 50 cents, I feel okay about it. Sold it for $9.89 plus shipping. Let's see, item number 8. This is a personal item. I don't remember where we got these, but my wife and I had these. They're little Christmas ornaments. It's kind of hard to see, but they open up and they have little charms inside. I think they may have come from Pier 1 originally. And so I sold these for $14 plus shipping on an offer. Somebody sent me an offer. I think I had them listed for like maybe $17.89 or $18.89, something like that. But it's missing one of the pieces. This is a set of 5. Originally, it was a set of 6. So there's 5 ornaments with charms, and then there's an extra charm in the bag for the ornament that's missing, which I called out that it's only got 5, and I had it pictured with them, and then the extra charm there as well, so they know exactly what they're getting. That's super important whenever you're taking your pictures to list stuff on eBay. I would never try to skip over what could be an important detail to a buyer. Just thinking, man, if I want to get this sale, maybe I don't want to show that, or just I would be overly transparent with the item that you're selling. So there's almost no way they're going to come back to you and be unhappy with what they purchased. Better be upfront, maybe take a little bit less money than try to, pull one over essentially on a buyer. So that could come back and bite you. The 9th item that sold, I like selling this as well, even though these are kind of a pain to ship. But this Pampered Chef pizza stone, I think this is the 15-inch pizza stone. I picked this up at my closest Goodwill here. It was bundled together with a baking dish, rectangle baking dish for $10, the two of them, which is pretty good. So for Goodwill prices at least. So picked that up for $5.20 by itself and sold it. I sent out an offer on that one. I sold it for $26.31 plus shipping. And then this last one, I sold this is the first one I've ever found. I found it, been about a week ago, is a Donald Trump tie, Donald J. Trump. So you can kind of see the pattern there. It's a little more shimmery in person than it looks like on my, I'm shooting on my phone, so the camera is not awesome. But this is just a signature collection, and it has stamped on there. So there's a lot of his ties that are the extra wide ties that on this part right here is gold inside, and there's a very embossed logo that's very vibrant and eye-catching. So when I saw this one at first, I was like, is this a knockoff? And I looked online and I found some comps of this type of tie. So this is a narrower tie. This is like a 3 1/4 width tie, which is something, if you're selling ties, you want to try to put as much information in the title. So people might search if they're searching extra width. This one wasn't, so I didn't put the extra wide. But his ties are also extra long. So this one I think was a 55 or 65. This is a really, really long tie compared to other ties, your standard ties that you buy at the store. So there was one little snag on the back side on the skinny end, which you'll never see. But again, I did point it out and I took a close-up picture of it so the buyer would know that that little snag was there. I picked that one up at my local Goodwill, again, about a week ago for $4.35, and I sold it for $24.89 plus shipping. And that's all 10 items that sold over the weekend. It wasn't a crazy good weekend, but it wasn't a horrible weekend. A lot of the items that sold this weekend were lower value. Last weekend's sales were quite a bit better because I had a lot of higher value items that sold. I had a couple more items that sold, but a lot of higher value items that sold as well. This past weekend is just a lot of, around $10-ish sales and a couple of nice ones mixed in. So it's just the way it goes. I'm not too worried about that. Going into this week, super optimistic. I've got lots of items to get listed up and hopefully sell. And yeah, we'll just see how the week goes. If you have any comments or questions, please leave those down below and I'll make sure and I get back to you. And I really appreciate you joining me here today. And until the next time, have a great day.